The Shrine Bowl is proudly sponsored by AT&T.
Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. A gasoline explosion left young Dan Carroll's life hanging in the balance. Then a local Shriner heard about the accident.
Almost immediately, magic started happening.
Shriners Hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
Without the Shriners, I wouldn't be here right now.
Today, Dan has a bright future as a professional jazz drummer. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information. Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. At age 3, Miranda Schneider lost a foot in a tragic accident. Then the family heard about Shriners Hospitals.
She's walking because of them.
Shriners Hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
You really feel like you're at home when you're staying there.
Today, Miranda is enjoying life to its fullest. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information.
Taking a chance could pay off big in a game show, but you shouldn't take chances with your child's health. Shriners Hospitals provide world-class orthopedic and burn medical care to children totally free of charge. And they combine that care with leading-edge research and an outstanding teaching program. There's a Shriners Hospital serving kids from this area. For more information or to refer a child, call this toll-free number. Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years.
Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. A gasoline explosion left young Dan Carroll's life hanging in the balance. Then a local Shriner heard about the accident.
Almost immediately, magic started happening.
Shriners Hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
Without the Shriners, I wouldn't be here right now.
Today, Dan has a bright future as a professional jazz drummer. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information. Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. At age 3, Miranda Schneider lost a foot in a tragic accident. Then the family heard about Shriners Hospitals.
She's walking because of them.
Shriners Hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
You really feel like you're at home when you're staying there.
Today, Miranda is enjoying life to its fullest. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information.
And we played a quarter. This is Mark Ewing alongside Stan Weber, Matt Kelly on the sidelines. Big plays so far for the West team. 15 plays, in fact, totaling 111 yards. Meanwhile, East team just 9 plays, 21 yards. It has been dominated by the West team so far. East team time to step up right now as they start second down and about 14 on their own 16. Tyler Hurl back to pass, looking for a receiver. Had one, but the pass is going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Russell Simons. This is knocked away and an incomplete pass. Matt Kelly's on the sidelines. Matt, what do you got?
Well, Jason Robin, the gentleman that scored the first touchdown tonight, congratulations on that. I just asked you a tough week of practice over. How glad are you guys to get out here?
Oh, it finally feels good after doing 3 days. Finally good to step on the field. And now that we put everything together, we're just putting it on the field and see how it goes.
All right. What do you think about the crowd out here tonight and just being able to play in this and participate in this game?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, this is something I thought about since I was a freshman playing in the Shrine Bowl, and just all these fans is great, It just feels good to be here, playing one last high school game.
All right, well, you're going off to Butler Community College. Good luck to you next season, and go score another one for us. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Matt. It was a 3rd down and 16, pass incomplete. Tyler Hurl, pass intended for Kiara Jones, incomplete. And the East team is forced to punt once again.
You saw in that play the opportunity to blitz linebackers. It's something that wasn't allowed in the Shrine Bowl until just last season. It adds a whole new aspect to the game, and pressure up front by the West very good, especially Lucas Ham just flushed quarterback Tyler Hurl out of the pocket. It really broke down the whole play, and the East is going to have to punt into the wind here in the second quarter.
And not very comfortable punting from your own 2-yard line. We have seen a lot of Jared Witter so far. Jared this time handles the punt very well. Witter, what a boot. This is a terrific boot. And he's going to go back, and this ball is going to bounce at about the 20-yard line inside the 15. And Jared Witter just showed what they were talking about in East camp all week long. That ball just exploded off his leg. And what a boot that was.
67 yards into the wind. What an unbelievable blast.
And keep in mind what Stan said. This is into the wind. Watch as for the West team. Doug White just pedals backwards.
Good decision. You shouldn't try to make that catch when you've backpedaled that far. It's a great chance to fumble the football. The defense is all over you. He made the right play to stay away from it, but just an incredible boot to change the field position, and unlikely against that wind to get it done.
And keep in mind that first punt from Jared was only 24 yards. Remember when he had to kind of creep that up the middle, unless he gets that huge boot. And it may turn out to be a big play. And now if the East can get rallied here, then boy, that really fired him up. Breaking through there for the East team, this is Corey Walker. We've talked about the Paola connection. Jeremy Dillard is the quarterback, and Corey Walker is the defensive back. And the defensive end, they look very much alike. They're about the same size, and they were number 4 and number 5 respectively. Marty Fannin still also in there, but it was a terrific play. It looks like that East team fired up by that big punt.
Corey Walker is very athletic. He's battling injury right now. He's not full speed, but he sure looked like he was full speed on that play.
And here's the West team. West team, a little handoff trying to gain some field position, but the East team right there. Ryan Geist, who's in on a bunch of plays. He's out of Hayden. And he's another kid. We talk about all these kids that kind of dream about playing in the Shrine Bowl. Ryan Geist is a kid that dreamed about playing in the Shrine Bowl and also thought about playing at Washburn. His home is about 6 blocks away in Topeka of Washburn University.
He stayed in town because he owns his own business, has 2 employees, lawn mowing service, painting, other miscellaneous work that you need done, and he runs the business year-round. So making the decision to stay in town, pretty profitable and legal by NCAA rules.
And the business is lawn mowing. That pass incomplete and dropped. Dropped by the West teams. Derek Fisher. Fisher had it in his hands and was running before he caught the football, because as soon as he looked at it, he just buried his head in that turf. Look at this pass online.
A great view of how accurate the pass was. You saw the receiver trying to get upfield, and you get so excited when you see the ball thrown so perfectly. You think, oh, that's an easy catch. When you see the spiral, now I need to break a tackle. Can't see the defenders coming up to my backside, and you take off a little early and you have an incomplete pass. And the East defense is fortunate that the West didn't get a first down there. The West is forced to punt. And we talk about special teams. Don't have 11 guys out on the field right now. Some guys forgot because the West hasn't had to punt yet tonight. This will be their first punt of the game.
This is Marty Fannin still. Fannin still a silver leg back for the East team. That's a punt's a pretty good one. Fannin still pedaling back at the 38, but he's got some room and he's going to run. He's going to try to cut to the near side. Nothing going there. And really brought down by the West team. Nice coverage by the West squad on the tackle for the West team. Derek Fisher again at a Garden Plain, who makes the stop. And the East drive will start at the 40-yard line. Corson there. Take a look at the East sidelines. And the East forced the West into a little 3-and-out, so maybe the East can maybe turn the momentum a little bit. So far it's been West offensively, and the East team's looking to try to gain some momentum. As you take a look at the cheerleaders on the sideline, they too, like the band, have had a clinic and a camp all week long out in this heat, run by the folks at Fort Hays State, also in Kansas State University folks involved in the cheerleader camp.
They put their starting quarterback back in after a series with Tyler Hurl in there. Jeremy Dillard comes back in to run the offense.
And 1st and 10, this one from the 40-yard line. We're 10-10 to go until halftime. Demetrius Bell at the outside. What a nice job. Again by a fellow Kansas State Wildcat. On the stop, Andy Jonas out of Bishop Carroll was not fooled by the move, stayed with him and brought him down.
What you're going to see is great discipline by a defensive end, and Andy Jonas. You see right here, he is over on this side of the football field. He is not going to let the running back get outside. He didn't over pursue to the inside and try to make a tackle where the guard and center line up. He knew he had outside responsibility.
Andy Jonas, certainly defensive MVP honors so far go to him. Meanwhile, 2nd down at about 14. Handoff of the middle now. Pitch to Bell, and Bell again. The pitch was behind him, and Bell's going to reverse ground. He's going to get to the 40. He may actually be more effective here. Puts his head down and bowls forward to about the 47-yard line. And that decision to reverse the field turned out to be a nice play, but there is a flag down the field.
Yeah, the play broke down, and the blocking angles were different. There's a block in the back on the East and a broken play. They're trying to run the option to the right out of the flex bone, and again the pitch is a little bit behind D. Bell, and D just stopped and showed a little speed getting out to the way, but trying to create something. There was a block in the back.
And that continues to be a problem for the East team, as they're just trying to get a hook with their running backs on the same page.
You can see right here there's going to be a block in the back, and the officials, the referee sees it, just a little shove. Kiara Jones, a wide receiver, changes the angle. And here you see it come right over here. You see the block in the back, just a little shove. Good hustle by the wide receiver. You're taught in this offense to block, block, block. But when D. Bell turned and went the other way, the defender followed, chased him the other way, and Kiera got his hands out just a little bit late. The referee was right there. The referee watches the quarterback to protect him, but if it's not a drop back pass, it's a running play, he'll immediately look to the strong side and pick up and see if he sees something with the tight end and possibly the tackle. He helps out the umpire. It was right in his eyesight, and a big penalty against the East moves them back even further.
East has 3 penalties for 20 yards so far. Second down and a long way from their own 20. Handoff is up the middle. It's going to be close to the 28-yard line. Pick up a 5 or 6. Going to be well short of a first down, just trying to establish some grounds. And on the carry for the East team was Casey Curran out of Blue Valley North. On the tackle for the West team was Levi Whedon out of St. Francis.
Levi Whedon played offensive line for St. Francis until his buddy Joel McAtee, who's also in the game, got injured midway through the year, and they moved old number 60 to running back. And he still did a great job. Got him to the state championship game, where they lost to powerful Smith Center, 6-2.
No shame in that.
I don't know if Barry Bonds hit a home run in that game or not, but a hard-fought season for St. Francis. And Levi, how about the flexibility to play offensive line and then go to running back?
Third down at 23. This time the East wants to pass, and there's a ball down on the ground. Ball down on the ground and a fumble.
Andy Jonas, you know, Andy's flipping sides, and here he's on the backside of the quarterback, and you're going to see the gold helmet of Bishop Carroll come and get into the back of Jeremy Dillard. He's looking downfield, and boom, there's the hit. The old NFL-style rush coming from around the outside. Good hustle by the offensive lineman. You're going to see the defensive end come around this way. See him go all the way around, and the quarterback steps back. Bang, there's a fumble. But good hustle by big number 79, Caleb Drinkern. He got beat on the play, but he didn't give up. And because of it, the East didn't turn over the football.
This time the punt is away. It's also another good one. Another good punt. There's going to be a return this time. Number 12 for the West team is Corbin Punch of Scott Community, and he moves it forward for about 5 yards over the 45-yard line. Doug White, this time he had double. He had the 2 guys back that time. They saw that punt and decided they'd put 2 guys back. And hope you're enjoying the broadcast around the state of Kansas. For a DVD copy of tonight's Kansas Shrine Bowl or a copy of the game highlights, please call toll-free 1-800-530-5524. Kansas Shriners, we stand up to ask for your support on behalf of Kansas kids who cannot do so themselves. With Stan Weber in the booth, Matt Kelly on the sidelines, this is Mark Ewing, pleased and honored to bring you the 34th Annual Shrine Bowl Classic from Hays, Kansas tonight in the High Plains on the campus of Fort Hays State University. Handoff forward to about the 45-yard line again. Geist on the tackle. This is Robin on the carry. And the cast of people involved in this game, playmakers, are become very familiar.
Watch his kick-out block by number 55, Jones. Boom. And then stepping up inside of it, great run by Jason Robin. There you get a chance to see what it looks like for a running back. Follow behind where your guy's bottom is, and that'll lead you to green grass. Nice play by the West.
Second down and 5. This time the East finds a running back and puts him down in rapid order. On the carry for the West team, Jeremy Reed. On the tackle for the East team, among others, that's the Downing, young Downing brother, Joshua Downing out of Atchison.
Yeah, let's go back to that play. As you see this unfold, you're going to see the big guy coming outside. Boom, there's your block. And see how you cut up inside of it. Perfect. If young kids want to learn how to be a running back, watch the Metro Sports cameras.
The 45-yard line, back to pass. Pass is dropped on the far sideline. This was Garcia, Joey Garcia. Out of lacrosse, just could not secure, gets his hands around the football and drops it.
Well, Joey Garcia is used to throwing the football, not catching it. He's converted to wide receiver for this ball game, but he actually played quarterback at La Crosse High School. He's going to go to Dodge City Junior College. He had a great year last year, completed 64% of his passes, had only 2 interceptions and 17 touchdowns. But in the Shrine Bowl, he has to make some catches to get the ball. He dropped the ball there, so the West is forced to punt.
West started this drive, their own 39-yard line, and it goes 6 yards and another West punt. We've seen some punts that are pretty good in this game so far. West with their wind at their back on this one. And he's going to let this drop. And brought down. The West team on hustling down there. Josh Hayden out of Rose Hill, headed to Butler Community College. Hustles down to down the football. And that is where the East squad will begin at approximately the 12-yard line. Tyler Hurl coming out to run quarterback for Shawnee Heights. He's an East team quarterback, and we talked about the cheerleaders on the sidelines, and there they are. Boy, I tell you, they've been through a heck of a week as well. The cheerleaders come in for a clinic, and there's actually a mini clinic for young kids as well. And we saw them huddling under the bleachers earlier, trying to stay cool before the game. They give it their all, just like the players. And here we go with another East drive. First down and 10, their own 12-yard line. Tyler Hurl takes a snap, and Hurl decides to keep it. He can run as well as pass the football. A nice pickup of 6 yards.
Hurl's more comfortable passing the football, though, and you saw him there getting a little bit of a hurry. When you're on this flex bone, you want to get down the line of scrimmage quick. You want to be in an option position. And when you do that and you leave a little early, sometimes you have trouble getting the snap from center. That time, Tyler Hurl almost fumbled a football. He's able to grab it before it hit the ground, but that kind of pushed him straight upfield, so he took the ball. It ended up being an effective running play. Not exactly how Blake Pierce drew it up, though.
Be interesting to see how he turns out in college. He's headed to Northwest Missouri. Very likely it will be a red shirt, but I think that everybody involved in that program thinks this guy has terrific potential. Here's a handoff up the middle. Had a chance to break loose, but not quite. On the carry, Matt Corson. Corson out of Waverly. He's an 8-man player. How about that? An 8-man player playing this game going to Emporia State. Gets a chance to run a little 11-man football.
You're going to watch how this offense works. Watch how this tackle goes down and blocks and tries to open up a gap. That's big number 67. A real story, Max Adami. Adami actually played at Topeka Seaman with head coach Blake Pierce. And you're going to watch number 67 out there with the dark red helmet. He's lining up on the right side of the field right now, but he'll flip-flop. Sometimes he'll be on the right side, sometimes he'll be on the left side. They actually flip their offensive lineman, and he's a guy that really understands the offense.
First and 10 for the East team. This is Hurl. Hurl gets close to the 30-yard line, and he's doing a nice for a passing quarterback. He looks like a guy that's accustomed to running the football a little bit.
They took advantage of a little bit outside veer, and one of the guys making a key block was Adami. Look at number 67 open up a hole, and then you got a block here which allows an opening in here to run. Big number 67 right there, just dominating his guy at the line of scrimmage, creating a gap so the quarterback can come up underneath the tackle. You don't see that very often, but a great block by Max Adami.
Corbin Kunch on the tackle out of Scott Community. He played basketball at Fort Hays State University. So he's playing his last football game here before he joins the basketball program. Terrific two-sport athlete, as are most of these athletes in this game. They're not all football players. Most of them are football, basketball players. There are a few football, baseball players I've noticed. A lot of guys are going to play football and baseball in the same year as they go to. A lot of kids going to Washburn to play football, baseball. I've noticed that. They had 9 kids on both these teams headed to Washburn University in Topeka.
Washburn's football program is doing very well in the MIAA. It's always hard when you got Pitt State and Northwest Missouri State in the national championship game of Division II, and the MIAA probably the best Division II football playing conference, and Washburn now one of the top schools as well.
Third down and 1. East trying to keep this drive alive. Tyler Hurl looking for a receiver, has it, and it's going to be a first down. The catch is made on the near side by Andrew Wiederhold. Wiederhold, another 8-man player out of Hartford, is going to play his college football at Bethel. Nice pick of about 3 or 4 yards. There are no flags on the play, and the chains are moving. First down and 10.
How about passing on third and short? It shows you the type of confidence they have in Tyler Hurl and making a catch, keeping his feet in bounds and converting on third down. Andrew Wiederholt, as you said, from Hartford. Here's a guy last night that was picked to give the speech for the East team. Very quiet, number 11, and he gave an unbelievable speech. He knocked them out last night. It was the highlight of the event.
That's why they call them the best of the best, not just because they are football players. This is the handoff, and the East starting to gain some momentum. This is Johnny Sosa. Sosa, who started the game at quarterback, gets the handoff and picks up 8 yards. Sosa making the play, Matt Corson.
Yeah, Matt Corson, another 8-man player, got the football, and he was quick up the middle. How about that? 2 plays in a row. 8-men players.
8-men players.
There's going to be 2 on each team, and you see the contribution they can make, even against these great players from bigger schools.
Handoff up the middle, and this is going to be a first down. Chains are moving about the midfield. They're going to mark this thing just inside the 50, 49.5-yard line. The East team, consecutive first downs. We'll move the chains and moving along as this East team starting to pick up some momentum here.
Well, they are getting into a little bit of a rhythm now, and they've got, if they can run the football, then they're going to get the advantage of play actioning because Tyler Hurl is a very effective passing quarterback. He's much more effective playing in a passing situation. He was in the shotgun in his offense in high school at Shawnee Heights.
8th play coming up. Tyler Hurl looking downfield, has a receiver, Kiara Jones. Jones at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown East team. Make that a 51-yard touchdown pass from Hurl to Kiara Jones, and the East team is on the scoreboard.
Kiara Jones has been a star throughout the week. A wide receiver going to Pittsburg State that has been so explosive they just could not slow him down. And talking to Blake Pierce, he said this guy is going to make a big play tonight. And sure enough, Kiara Jones does it with a 50-plus yard touchdown reception and a ball delivered perfectly by Tyler Hurl. And the East squad has a chance to match the 7 points that the West has if they can make this extra point.
Point after by Jared Witter. Witter lines it up. And it's up and it's good. We got a tie ball game. We're watching the Shrine Bowl, and it's all tied up here in the second quarter with 2:45 to go. 51-yard pass play ties it, and this is how the East gets on the scoreboard.
A little run fake and then a perfectly thrown football out in front of the defender, laid in perfect. Josh Heimerman tried to make a play, but he was beat by the speed of Kiara Jones. And when you run the football effectively, you can then go to the play action and find receivers downfield. And we've seen it in that instance. The West did the same thing by throwing an intermediate route, a quick tight end hit with an option look and hit that seam, and it was effective to get them down to the 2-yard line. They finish it off with a touchdown drive, and here head coach Blake Pierce matches it with a play action pass deep downfield to Kiara Jones to tie this ball game.
We'd certainly like you to make a donation if you're watching the broadcast tonight. And if you would like to do so to the Kansas Shrine Bowl, please send donations to Shriners Hospital for Children, P.O. Box 176, Wamego, Kansas, 66547, or you can call toll-free. The number is on your screen, 1-800-530-5524. That's 1-800-530-5524. Kansas Shriners, we stand up to ask for your support on behalf of Kansas kids who cannot do so themselves. So the East and West are now tied up at 7 apiece. The East responded. That 3 and out really set things up. A nice punt. Momentum changes a little bit. The West had that really nice long drive. The East has responded. And now it's the West's turn to see if they can answer. This kick is going to be the end zone, and there will not be a return. So the West will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. It's been a terrific football week for everybody in the East and West team. The East team practicing at Emporia State University, the West team practicing in Salina, and the guys who make that possible are those camp directors. Let me just point out their names: Myron Converse, who runs the West camp, and Ray Terrell, who runs the East camp. Those guys are very much a part of that camp, and they love to get those guys rallied up and fired up. They have a lot of history behind them, and just 2 really well-run camps. First down play and a pass play incomplete. West trying to get back and hurry. Jeff Hubka was the intended receiver. Incomplete pass. West tries to sneak one past him.
What a pass by Dane Semino. I mean, dangerously throwing over the middle. Look at the linebacker, number 32, right in the middle of the field. The ball right over his head, and still a safety to come over and make a hit as well. Pfannenstiel was right there. A confident throw by Dane Semino. He almost completed it to Jeff Hubka, even though I'm sure the coaches were holding their breath when the ball was in the air.
2nd down 10. This is a pass completion. The pass is complete to Doug White out of Wichita Southeast. It'll get close to the 31-yard line. And this should be a 1st down. This is a receiver on just a direct slant. A nicely done play here.
Now there's one that the coaches feel a lot more comfortable with. Dane Semino on a slant pass to Doug White.
Kiara Jones scored the touchdown for the East team. Matt Kelly is on the sidelines with him. We're going to join him after this play. 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line as the West breaks the huddle quickly. Pass, receiver, incomplete. That was a real quick pass. Dane Semino. Incomplete pass. Now let's go to the sidelines. Kiara Jones is with our Matt Kelly. Matt.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Kiara Jones out of Pittsburgh High. You're going to go to Pitt State and play college football and also run some track, triple jump, I understand. Nice catch there. How glad are you that this week of practice is over, and is that the ultimate reward, scoring a touchdown in the Shrine Bowl?
Oh, yes, sir. The 3 days here at the Shrine Bowl was horrific here. Waking up and horrific. Waking up and just practice in the morning. Seemed like our downtime flew by fast. And practice is a drug. But I'm so happy, like, we got the first touchdown for the team. Pretty excited about that.
Speaking of flying by fast, you took your first ever plane ride, right, when we went to St. Louis, correct?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that, man. I was sitting about a row and a half behind you.
Oh, man, I'm afraid of heights. I'm gonna admit that. But, like, we're going to tell everybody, like, some chew gum and to stay calm and just just sit there and be quiet. I want the plane take
You
off.
were singing, weren't you? Was that you singing?
I did a little singing.
Yeah, yeah, you were
to keep me
singing.
cool. I think I got in the air. My teammate Russell Simons over there, number 85. On the way, first time going to St. Louis, I asked him to put the window down, but
You asked him to put the window
I
down.
didn't want to see nothing until we got in the air.
Oh, you meant the visor.
Oh yeah, that'll work too. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I can put it down, and he didn't have notice. Look out there. I'm like, we on concrete. I don't want to see it yet. And his takeoff like, oh, that wing bended too much. Thing gonna fall. Like, shut up. Then our other teammate, Garrett Jacobson, he'll start talking about Final Destination 1, how the plane crash stuff. First thing that happened, then I said,
go there.
I'm gonna get you. We got the plane.
Hey, Kiara Jones, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Matt. The Kiara Jones Show. Very entertaining as he takes his first flight and really just shows you the enthusiasm of being a young high school player in this football game. Meanwhile, the West team is still moving the football. In fact, they're now at the East 43-yard line after that play. And the West team has done a nice job of trying to counter the East scoring.
Yeah, Dane Semino feels very comfortable in a spread offense. He ran that in high school, and with things spread out, he's throwing the ball very well. Great third down conversion pass to Doug White. The second reception for Doug White on this possession as the West gets across midfield.
Second down and 4. This is Semino looking for a receiver. Has one just tipped by Ryan Geist. Geist got his hand on it for the East team. That receiver was wide open. Geist alertly gets a hand on it. That could have been a big gainer for the West team.
Ryan Geist, we saw him in the coverage earlier almost get an interception. This time the linebacker realizes that they're much more in a passing mode right now. If he really believed it was going to be a running play, he'd suck up in the line of scrimmage and honor the fullback. But a smart linebacker, Ryan Geist, read the play, got his hand on the football, and when you do that, it could easily bounce in the air and become very dangerous for the offense. So good play by number 32, Ryan Geist.
Here we are, third down and 4. Another third down. This is a handoff to the West team, Jeff Hubka. Hubka close to the first down. We might have our first measurement of the game. This is just across the 40-yard line. The first down marker is just across the 40-yard line. We're going to take a look at what the chain guys in the chain are going to do.
I think he probably has the first down. Well, he marked it back a little bit, so that's going to be very, very close.
First down. The official marks a first down.
To keep the game moving, he looks, I don't know if he looked across the field. He just said that's close enough. Let's give him a first down. Good, strong run by Jeff Hubka from Medicine Lodge, playing the fullback role tonight. Did not start the game out, but he's going to walk on to Kansas State and made a powerful run to get together first down.
First down and 10, just inside the 40-yard line. This is Semino out to the far side. On the catch, Joey Garcia. Garcia's dropped a couple of passes, but this one he secures and gets a couple of yards. And again, the same kind of situation where you got to catch the ball before you move forward, and he did a nice job of catching it before he did.
Timeout by the West squad here, but a little move here trying to get upfield and lost his momentum, and then Geist didn't even get a chance to shoot his arms up on the tackle. Such physical contact with the helmet there knocked him right off. You can tell that Joey Garcia is really a quarterback, the way he went down on that one. But he did a good job of getting upfield, trying to get as much out of the play as he possibly could. But we're seeing how active Ryan Geist has become out of Topeka Hayden, making some plays. But the West has moved the football down here pretty efficiently, basically throwing the football on this drive behind Dane Semino. This is the 6th possession of the game for the West squad, and Jason Kenny has stuck to his plan. He's rotated 3 quarterbacks throughout the game, series by series. So 6 series means each of the quarterbacks have had 2 opportunities out on the field.
This is one of the most family-filled, activity-filled Shrine Bowls that they've ever had. They had so many activities going on this morning. It always starts with the parade. The annual Shrine Bowl parade rolled past onlookers on Main Street between 17th and 4th Streets here in Hayes. It was the largest annual Shrine Parade in history, featuring Kansas Shrine units from across the Sunflower State. 2 All-Star football games. You've seen the band, the cheerleaders. They took part in it. The band consisted of 200 of the state's top high school musicians, and the parade was truly something to watch here. Meanwhile, West team on offense, trying to move toward the East goal line. Robin takes the handoff, moves forward to the 34-yard line. We're just going to set up a third down.
They go no huddle rather than calling timeout here on third down, and they go to the shotgun.
Dane Semino from Sacred Heart again. Fakes the pass, looking downfield. We got a receiver in White, and he misses it. Just incomplete pass in White. So close to making that a completion. Had just a step on his defender, and that would have been a super home run ball.
Tried to throw the ball over Caleb Cook, and Doug White deep downfield. He's had success earlier in the ball game catching a pass, and the thing that Doug White does so well is he continues to run to the football. Was unable to make the catch, but he had to circle around the defender to have a chance. Now the West has a choice with a little bit of wind behind him. It's calmed down They could kick a field goal, but it'd be a 51-yarder. So they're going to go for 4th down. The only touchdown for the West squad was earlier in the game in the possession that Dane Semino, quarterback. So he scored a touchdown in his first possession. If he's going to score on this drive, he's going to have to convert on this 4th down.
You see the clock, 25.8, and an East player jumps offside. The East player jumps offside is Corey Walker, and that is going to move.
That's an automatic 1st down. So at 25.8 seconds left, they have 2 timeouts and great use of the snap count. Dane Semino, smart player, pulls them off sides, and with that, they've got new life. It was 4th and 5. Just under 5 yards, and that's exactly when you want to use your snap count. You want to use your hard count, and if you're unfamiliar with the high school rules, all you have to do is come into the neutral zone, and the play's over. There's no college or pro mentality where the defender can get back on side. If you just get in the neutral zone, play over. So in high school, with the state rules that are played in the state of Kansas, using the snap count is even more important than in any other brand of football.
They use it effectively in this case. West team 1st and 10 on the East 29. It's a 7-7 ball game. You're watching the Shrine Bowl. West trying to close with a score before they head to the break here. Semino, it's going to be a little option. Semino will keep it, move forward to the 27-yard line. Clock is moving and now stops. Clock stops at 20.1 seconds. On the tackle for the West team was...
Watch guys just come down the line of scrimmage like a linebacker could and just meets the quarterback head across. I mean, he sees this play all the way. Look how he runs down. Just mirror the quarterback on his back hip, boom. You don't want to allow him to cut back. You got to believe in your defenders out in front of you. They'll make the tackle if you keep driving that player toward them, but you do not want to allow a cutback. And he just lagged just behind him, a half body behind. That is perfection on the defensive side. We've really seen some fine fundamental play from the linebacker, Ryan Geis. And for the West squad, it's great to see number 65 out on the field. Paul Nelson was expected to be the starting center, but he has a bone bruise in his knee, and it occurred late in the week. They had to make a bunch of moves. Clint Coons went to center. Matt Jones went to left guard. But Paul Nelson has sucked it up and got out on the field. You see Coons out there. He gets to move to a guard position because Paul Nelson is actually able to play some center.
2nd down and 8. Again, Semino in the shotgun. 20.1 seconds before halftime. Semino back to 35 and looking at the receiver. And he has one. If he can get it there, it's going to be overthrown on the far sidelines. Was the West receiver Joey Garcia. Just couldn't get down the field fast enough, but he was open for a while.
It was a wheel route. They're trying to get him against a linebacker. What they're trying to do is bring everyone inside here and then spin him on the outside. And there you see it. Open to the outside against a linebacker, just a wheel route. Made it look like it was an innocent little running back into the flat, and then he took off upfield. Was out in front of the linebacker, but Semino overthrew the open receiver.
Burned only 6 seconds, 14.4 as you see on your screen right now. Again, a shotgun. Semino has 4 receivers. Trying to find some room, won't get much. Pass is going to be complete at the 17. It's a 1st down at minimum. Down to the 7-yard line. The clock reads 5.4. And this time on the catch, Joey Garcia. Garcia did a nice job of catching the football and making the 1st down.
They ran the same type of play, but Joey Garcia realized it was a zone defense, so he settled down. He was starting to run a wheel route, read the defense, and settled into the open area to the outside. That is a great adjustment by Joey Garcia. Not a surprise because he's a quarterback. He really understands what they were teaching. And here with 5.4 seconds left, they're not going to kick a field goal. They're going to go for it.
19-yard pickup. This is Semino. Semino looking for a receiver, and it's knocked away. This one's intended for Doug White. On the coverage, Caleb Cook out of Sabetha, and White nearly had that one. Semino, I'm really impressed with him. He does a nice job.
Well, the key is Semino threw it fast. He realized he has one play, but he has to get rid of the football. Do not let the 5 seconds run out in case you do not score. Good defense on the play, knocking the football down. Caleb Cook, but because Dane Semino got it out quickly, did not allow the clock to run out. He got a chance for a touchdown, didn't happen, and now they get a chance to go for the lead on a last play of the half field goal try from 25 yards.
And the kicker for the West team again is Drew Johnson. Drew has the football down. It is up, and it is good. 25-yard field goal, nicely done by Drew Johnson and the West team. And that's going to be it as the buzzer sounds. 10-7. The kid from Valley Center kicks a 25-yard boot as the West team will take a 3-point lead to the half. Matt Kelly is down on the sidelines. Matt?
Coach Kenny, 10-7, nice. You're going into the locker room with the lead. You get on the board early. Just talk about your overall impressions of this first half.
Oh, it's been great for the first half. We got a couple of drives going. We need to get points out every drive. I thought our defense, other than one big play they gave up, has played a really well game. We can't give up the big play, and we'll be all right.
Was it what you expected for the first half, and what kind of improvements do you expect to see from these guys in the second half?
Well, we just can't give up the big play. We got to, go back and probably run the ball a little bit more, take a little time off the clock, see if we can wear them down and see what happens.
Coach Kenny, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you. 10-7 at the half.
Thanks a lot, Matt. That was a 16-play drive that went 72 yards. A lot of high school teams won't do that after about week 8 of the season. An all-star team with 10 days prepared drives at 72 yards for a 25-yard field goal. We're at the break. It's an exciting all-star game. West leads East 10-7. We're back after this.
The Shrine Bowl is proudly sponsored by AT&T.
Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. A gasoline explosion left young Dan Caro's life hanging in the balance. Then a local Shriner heard about the accident.
Almost immediately, magic started happening.
Shriners hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
Without the Shriners, I wouldn't be here right now.
Today, Dan has a bright future as a professional jazz drummer. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information. Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. At age 3, Miranda Schneider lost a foot in a tragic accident. Then the family heard about Shriners hospitals.
She's walking because of them.
Shriners hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
You really feel like you're at home when you're staying there.
Today, Miranda is enjoying life to its fullest. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information.
Taking a chance can pay off big in a game show, but you shouldn't take chances with your child's health. Shriners Hospitals provide world-class orthopedic and burn medical care to children totally free of charge. And they combine that care with leading-edge research and an outstanding teaching program. There's a Shriners Hospital serving kids from this area. For more information or to refer a child, call this toll-free number. Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years.
Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. A gasoline explosion left young Dan Caro's life hanging in the balance. Then a local Shriner heard about the accident.
Almost immediately, magic started happening.
Shriners hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
Without the Shriners, I wouldn't be here right now.
Today, Dan has a bright future as a professional jazz drummer. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information. Shriners, giving help and hope to kids for over 80 years. At age 3, Miranda Schneider lost a foot in a tragic accident. Then the family heard about Shriners hospitals.
She's walking because of them.
Shriners hospitals offer expert orthopedic and burn medical care totally free of charge.
You really feel like you're at home when you're staying there.
Today, Miranda is enjoying life to its fullest. If you know a child that the Shriners could help, call for more information.
And back on the campus of Fort Hays State University, the West leads the East 10-7. Let's enjoy the All-State Masonic Band on the field at the present.